Hey, all my stargazers. My name is Teri Hunter. I'm an intuitive astrologer, and I'm here today to talk about the new moon solar eclipse happening on October 2nd, 2024 at 11:49 a.m. Pacific time. This eclipse is happening at 10 degrees of Libra, and at the time of the eclipse, Libra is the 11th house. So we're going to talk about the layers that are involved within this eclipse. But quickly, let me tell you what an eclipse means. An eclipse overall in astrology represents a fated event. How I view it is a fated choice where situations, people, dynamics come into my physical experience to offer me karmic choices. I can either default to old patterns and old behaviors, or I can stretch for something new. And I say stretch because when we're planting the seeds in the dark of night, we're doing something based on faith. There's no experience to back up the concept. So let me pull up the chart and show you how the aspects are playing out and how this will potentially affect you. Just share my screen. So we see here that the sun and the moon are at 10 degrees of Libra. They are conjunct Mercury. So this means that all of these planets are having a conversation, very, very tight conversation. And then we have this karmic south node, which is just 4 degrees away. I like to keep the orb between 2 and 3 degrees, but seeing as this is a karmic point, I think this is important. So here we're planting the seeds of really kind of looking at what we want in the way of our hopes and our dreams. The 11th house is naturally ruled by Aquarius. Aquarius is inventive. It looks to the future. It rules space and technology and aviation. It rules freedom and liberation and rebellion against things that oppress that freedom and that liberation. Here in the sign of Libra, we are adding in the elements of desiring peace and balance and fairness and harmony and cooperation. So this new moon solar eclipse offers us an opportunity to really think about Mercury, how we implement peace, harmony, diplomacy, what we want in the way of our future. It can, in many ways, represent partnership if that's something that you desire. But overall, the 11th house is really referring to the collective consciousness, humanity as a whole. So here, to me, this is very indicative of the universe offering us an opportunity to be egoless, the south node, a point where we are letting go of toxic energy, letting go of the ego, the need to be right, offering us an opportunity to plant the seeds for new structures within our heart and within our mind, to be open, accepting of other people's thoughts and opinions. Now, the other thing that's going on here is that this new moon is at 10 degrees. The 10th degree represents the Capricorn energy, which rules government, authority, restriction, limitation, and fear. It naturally rules the 10th house, which is very public. It's very much about our public reputation. So now we're looking at the potential of planting the seeds to be a leader, to hold a certain amount of integrity, because Libra is going to have a lot of integrity, a lot of wanting to foster the more beautiful sides and the more comfortable sides of the human experience. And when I look at the fact that Mercury is so close and at the 11th degree, so the 11th degree is that Aquarius degree. We have this all happening in the 11th house. The ones reduce down, or the 11s and the 10 reduce down to ones. When you see a series of ones, the universe is alerting you to be mindful of your thoughts, because your thoughts are manifesting very, very quickly. So this is a very powerful new moon. This solar eclipse gives this energy a 6-month time frame for manifestation. So you can plant the seeds now, and then sometime in Aries season, you may see the manifestation of what you are intending. We also have a challenging aspect to this dynamic to Mars. Mars is here in the 8th house of transformation, the house of death and rebirth. And this is potentially planting the seeds for more harmony. Again, we're looking at Mars as the planet of war in a tense aspect with our everyday lives. This chart also happens to be on a Sagittarius rising, which is the United States rising sign. So this is happening here in the United States. Mars is in the 8th house, and this new moon solar eclipse is in its 11th house. This square aspect to Mars is, will I be peaceful or will I create war? Will I be mindful of my aggression or will I allow aggression to transform? The 15th degree is the Gemini degree, which also represents the mind, how I speak, how I think, how I interact with the media. Gemini rules the media and all the short bits of information that we get from the media. So this is really a powerful karmic opportunity to make a choice. Now, when most astrologers talk about eclipses and fated events, it sounds almost like the event is happening to me. From my perception, the event is offering me an opportunity. The opportunity is to make a choice. And this square aspect to Mars is sort of calling forth this tension between an old habitual way of behaving and acting and then a new, untried, untested, innovative way for me to behave. So here we're looking at cooperation within my community and my communications, to be egoless to the anger of others or the aggression of others. And also, I want to offer this, the Cancer energy is very intuitive, and Mars here is in fall, where Mars is not comfortable. Mars feels disrespected, doesn't feel really heard, and that's because Mars is hot, and Cancer wants to be cool, wants to be sort of nurturing and to love its way through its challenges. Mars wants to war its way through its challenges. So you could find there to be a lot of aggression towards the media, towards your posts in how you're posting or what you're saying or how people are responding to you in that way. So being mindful of that will give you an opportunity to plant the seeds for a new experience. Now we have Mars making a trine aspect to Venus. Venus is also in fall. Well, she's actually in detriment in Scorpio, which means she is the furthest away from her home and the most uncomfortable. But here we're seeing that 11 degree again. So Venus is getting to really think about how she processes her own personal freedoms as well as her thoughts. And Mars can support her in being brave in that action. And that action would be assessing the trine to Saturn here in Pisces. Saturn is still retrograde, but Saturn rules history. It co-rules the 11th house, which is the history of humanity. And this Mars energy is giving me an opportunity to have a harmonious aspect, a favorable aspect, to shift from aggression and anger or potential resentment to intention and drive and tenacity and sort of that champion athlete that swims through the emotional waters of transformation. And while it's not easy, addresses himself and looks, Mars rules Aquarius. I'm sorry, Mars rules Aries, and it also co-rules Scorpio. So here, while it's making a favorable aspect to Venus, representing not only my money and femininity and the female, but it also represents my self-worth. And then we have Mars making a challenging aspect to Chiron, very loose square, but a square nonetheless that is asking me, will I behave in an old manner or will I individualize myself? Chiron is the wound that we carry into this physical experience that offers a gift upon its transformation. And that transformation happens through awareness, and awareness offers choice. And choice is never easy because the imprint of who we are doesn't change. The awareness of the imprint offers us opportunities. So this is a very powerful last eclipse. It's happening about a month before the United States election. Pardon me, I just hit the desk. And I want to offer this just as a sort of a side note. I've been talking about on a lot of my YouTube videos the idea that Pluto is making a trine aspect over here to Uranus, and both are making sextiles to Neptune. This is going to be years of a transition. Literally, Neptune and Pluto will be transiting in sextile for over a decade, and Uranus will be involved for about half of that as it goes through Gemini and the planets move. My point is the outer planets here are indicating fated events. And in that respect, the humanity is getting an opportunity to revisit some of its more challenging dynamics and then make new choices. And those choices are to sort of bring up and bubble up the toxicity within our governments, within our authority, within our fears, within our limitations, and to liberate ourselves from not only an old history, but also our personal history. And within all of that, to find the divinity and the wisdom that is offered through that experience. So this is a very, very powerful time for humanity. It's a powerful time for us as individuals. And I'm just going to stop sharing right now. My suggestion for this new moon solar eclipse is to spend some time thinking about what brings you peace and harmony, to sort of discern the people, the dynamics, the situations that disrupt that peace and harmony, and to sit in meditation, in prayer, in intentional thought, and sort of set a declaration to the universe so that this next 6 months will see you representing a different experience than maybe what the whole the stream is doing, the stream of humanity, and the stream of fear that is being stoked right now through the experiences we're having with the media. Okay, so that's it for me. My name is Teri Hunter. I'm an intuitive astrologer. If you'd like to book a reading with me, my information is below. If you would like to subscribe, share, comment, like, all those good things, I would appreciate it. And I'll be back in October with your monthlies, so look for those. Thanks so much.